Welcome back to the show. Now, she's performed to critical acclaim in over 20 countries on 5 continents, from Carnegie Hall to Japan's Osaka Symphony Hall.
And she's none other than Singaporean violinist Siow Lee Chin, who is now based in the US. And Lee Chin is currently on an extensive tour in Asia as a featured soloist with the prestigious Oberlin Orchestra from the US.
And fans here will be pleased to know that she will be back for a New Year concert at the Esplanade. To give us an update about her life and music in the fast lane, we have Lee Chin with us this morning. Good morning and welcome back. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
So, you are now based in the US. You've been away for quite a few years. I mean, when you come back, do you still find you gotta, readjust? Or
Yes, especially the weather is very cold now in the US. But it's so nice to be back home. I went and had my mee noodles yesterday. I love it.
You've been missing home quite a bit. How long have you been away, actually?
Gosh, it's more than 20 years. It's been a long time. But I come back every year to visit, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And what have you been up to in the United States? I mean, some of the fans would like to know what you've been busy with recently.
Well, I am a director of the College of Charleston, the strings program. So I've been doing a lot of teaching, giving master classes everywhere, working with young people. They really recharge my batteries. It's wonderful. Yes. And in fact, my latest project, as you mentioned, is touring Asia and China, key cities, Beijing and Shanghai on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve. So I'm a busy working girl. It's really heartwarming for me to be able to bring this concert to end the tour in Singapore, in home ground at the Esplanade. And Kappa has been a wonderful sponsor, city sponsor, and Frasers, without which we couldn't have brought them.
But I guess, looking at the music industry, when you come back, do you find, one of the things I've noticed with the local music industry is that a lot of times the locals in any country don't really recognize their own until they've been away for a long time. Then they come back and say, oh, now we've got this acclaim, whatever,
Isn't that sad? But I guess that's everywhere. It's like that. You just have to roll with that and make your own opportunity. I think if anything, living in America has taught me you have to be proactive and get things done, So that's been a great learning lessons for me.
I guess that's what you're going to impart to the budding musicians that you're teaching right now. I mean, you've seen musicians from all over the world, and now you're into teaching. Do you think that Singapore has what it takes to make it big and compete in the international arena when it comes to
absolute resounding yes. In fact, my friends, they're also impressed. They were like, oh, can we come with you to Singapore? So it's wonderful to be part of a country that invests so much in the arts, and it's active and it's very vibrant. I see difference every time I come back. It's great. Yes, I'm thrilled to be able to say this as part of the arts community here. Yes.
How did you fall in love with the violin?
It's a love-hate. When I was little, 3 months old, my dad, was a violin teacher, started me on the violin. But I was a late bloomer, though. I boycotted and put him off until I was 7 years old.
I think we all start that way in a way when our parents force us to pick up the instrument, love-hate relationship. And then when you get older, you start to appreciate what they did to you.
Yes, it takes a lot of discipline. And it's really playing an instrument, it encompasses so much, not just making beautiful music. You're like an athlete. You have to be in good shape. After all, you have to stand for 2 hours, at a concert. So there's a lot to it. And it teaches you discipline and how you must face defeats and rejections. So
all that from the violin.
I guess one doesn't quite think about that when you have your lessons.
Because it looks glamorous. But actually, there's so much. For example, the hour before I play is so sacred. It's like, I guess, like golfing. You have to focus and to make sure that you're free. Your mind is on the right spot. To make.
Well, tell us then, what does it take to be in your position as a leading violinist? I mean, how many hours of practice does it take you? I mean, what more does it require than just physical training?
I think a lot of it has to do with mentor. A lot of times, students will get very worried on stage, but they should be very critical when they're practicing. That's when you want to hear everything. But on stage, you should just let it happen. So there's a lot of psychological thing that goes on, just like in sports, because you have to crystallize that in that a minute.
Amount of time.
Right. Absolutely. So the discipline of the mind is absolutely critical. And you have to be fit.
Right.
So.
Well, you have brought your violin in. I mean, maybe you can tell us, is this particular violin a special, I don't know, how many violins do you have?
Oh, this is my only one.
Oh, you're only one? Okay.
I'm very faithful.
She's been traveling with you all over the world, I suppose.
Yes. I'm very fortunate to have a fairy godmother, Lady McNeese. She's been a wonderful inspiration to me. Not only was she her foundation supported my studies in the States. This violin is a personal gift from her. It's a 250-year-old Venetian violin. It's quite special. And every time I play it, it warms my heart. Yes, I think about her.
Maybe you can play something for us.
Sure.
Help us warm our hearts this morning.
I'm going to play a little bit from the Tigan that I'm going to be playing it on the 6th. Okay. Hopefully it's a little seductive. I hope it's a good piece.
Okay. Well, you mentioned it's seductive, and so I kind of got the idea where the tune is leading. But you know, isn't that important when you're listening to classical music to actually understand the story behind it?
It helps, but it's so international music. You feel it if the performer is communicative. But I love this.
Yes. That's a seductive part.
I think of it as
you can almost picture it in your mind of what's happening. I mean, we won't describe
Hopefully
it. But
not. I'll be too.
So when you're playing as well, do you have images of what you're playing, the mood, the setting, the story in your head as you play to bring out the flavor?
I think I feel it with my whole being, and it's what I want to hear. So it's a whole physical thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do you teach your students that when they play, for example, they should understand the piece first, know what it's about, why it was created, and all that,
And also what the composer's body of work, not just that piece, stylistically, So, and we chose the two pieces I'm playing. One with the Lark Ascending. He studied with Ravel for orchestration, so there's a lot of history involved. Yes.
What I admire about musicians is you have this little versatile instrument, and for your case, the violin, and through the bow and the violin, you actually express a range of emotions, whether it's happy, sad, or just now sexy and seductive. How challenging is that for you? Which is the most difficult emotion to actually express on an instrument, you feel?
Difficult emotion.
Delicate emotion.
I don't know that there's one over the other. But it's more how to channel that and communicate that with your audience.
Right?
But if you serve the music, it would come across because everything is written out. You just have to trust yourself that, the purity of the heart. That I think that, because a lot of times students get too hung up about technique, and you have to work on technique, yes, so that you can express. Right. But after that, you have to let loose. You have to go for it. If you're a little bit scared,
if you hold yourself back, you're not going to deliver.
It's not as exciting,
I guess people can tell, but once you get technique down, you shouldn't be thinking about technique.
Exactly.
You should be just living the music.
Yes.
Well, thank you for coming in and sharing with us this morning. We're going to hold you back for a while because we want to get you to play us a little bit as we wrap up the show as well.
Sure.
We'll just say goodbye to our viewers first.
Now we have Siow Lee Chin here. She's preparing to give us another sample of her work, and let's tell you where you can catch the renowned violinist in action.
She'll be performing at the Esplanade on the 6th of January right here in Singapore. You can check out ticket details at SISTIC. The address is on screen right now.